Sure. Good.
And most of what I find is saying that these, leased to purchase contracts are, generally speaking, advantageous for the buyer and not so advantageous for the seller. But I mean, everyone's different, and we're obviously looking at all the little different pieces and parts of it. So the parts that still don't line up for us, and maybe it's just not a good way to do it for us, is the 24 months is a little bit long because there's a chance I'll reload with the job prior to that, and then if that were the case, we would want the money to be liquid and available, the equity at that point. And that,
sure.
So for 24 months, it might not be the case.
Yeah. I don't want it to take that long either.
Yeah, and I don't know if less than 24 months really works for you either. But there's that piece of it. And then the other part is, there's a chance that at the end of that 24 months, if you still couldn't qualify for a loan, and just know that I am not judgmental about that at all, because not very long ago that was us. So, we're the last people who would think that that's a big negative, because that was us.
Yeah.
2 years ago, that was us. Then we'd end up with the house back, and then, kind of back to square one, and we've, obviously lost the opportunity to, theoretically the house will have appreciated, so it's not that big a deal, but...
Yeah, could be a good thing.
Yeah, and if it hadn't, then we kind of would have lost the opportunity to earn interest on that equity, so on and so forth. So those are our primary concerns.
Okay.
What are your thoughts with those two things?
Well, if you took the property back and prices keep going up, then you're in the money and I'm out. And that would be my problem, not yours. And it'd be a blessing to you. As far as the 24-month thing goes, that was just for like a worst case scenario type of a situation. I don't think it's going to be that long. I think it's going to be more like 12 to 18 months, maybe even sooner. Once I get my tax returns, Mike's going to run my scenario through his underwriter and see how we're looking. So it could be much less than that. But I'd rather, look at worst case scenario than best case scenario, just to be on the safe side, be prudent about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that I plan to take 24 months, it's that worst case scenario could take 24 months.
Okay.
And yeah, so, it could be much, much less than that.
Okay. All right, well, we're still chewing on it on our end, obviously. And,
sure.
Any feedback from the Aguilera's agent?
Just that she's waiting for an offer, details from them, and then she'll put it in writing and get it over to us. But the last time I checked, I hadn't got any details yet. They had asked what your monthly payment is, and since I just got that from you guys last night, I sent that over right away. And I think that's about the extent of it so far. I'm just wrapping up a video shoot out here in Fallbrook right now, and as soon as I'm done, I'll check my email again. I checked it before I got here, and there was nothing. So, yeah, but when it comes in, I'll bring it to you, and we can go from there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, obviously we're going to wait for that to come across, too, before
sure.
we make any...
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, I've encouraged her to get it to me as soon as possible, but I don't want to be pushy either, so as soon as it does, then we'll go from there. In the meantime, just wait patiently, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And, Scott's buyer still, Jeff Weber still wants to put it back together for his buyer, Scott. I haven't responded to his email that I got the last time I checked my email, like in the last 45 minutes or so. So
he corresponded with you today saying his buyer's still interested?
Yeah, or he's saying he'd still like to salvage the deal. I don't know that he necessarily said his buyer would, but they've put everything on hold for him right now. And but Scott would still like to see the deal come together. I don't blame him,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're pretty much done with
Yeah, I understand. All right, my brother. Well, hey, I'll reach out to you as soon as I have something new to note, and we'll go from there. How's that? And
Okay,
I appreciate you
good.
sharing your concerns with me too. If you want to counter my offer to tailor it more to your needs, I'll look at anything. So I want you guys, like I said, it's got to be a win-win. You guys got to feel good about it too, and that's why I upped my offer today too. When I realized, you know what, they really, like last night when I made that offer, that was based on full price. And then I remember, well, wait a second, the real full price was $479.9, so I rounded it off to the $480, and that's where I came up with that figure. And then we have, we made reservations. We space banked our timeshare credits last year, and all of a sudden it's coming up. And I'm thinking, I don't know if, as much as I'd love to go to the islands right now, I think it's better that we just keep everything rocking and rolling. And so I thought, hey, you know what? Maybe we could bless the Coxes with that too. So that's up to you on that one, and you can move the reservation to another location if you wanted to as well. So.
Yeah, that was real nice of you to kick that in. I certainly wasn't anticipated by us, but.
Oh no, I wanted to surprise you.
Yeah, well, that certainly makes it more attractive than it already was.
Good. Well, I figured by then you might need a break. I don't know if you'll be able to get one, but you'll probably need one by then after all the hard work you've been doing. So take it if you want it. Don't if you don't. It's okay either way.
Okay, Jeff.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon, Kent.
Sounds good, buddy.
Okay, bye. So that's my friend Kent Cox. When I listed his home, he actually did a testimony for us. Remember that? It's on YouTube. And so we've gone through 2 buyers, and both had to have it so bad. And both have turned into real strange ducks along the road. The first one decided that it was too hot in Vista. She wants someplace cold and overcast because she's coming from Yuma, Arizona, which I've never heard anybody say that. So in this business, we hear it all. And then, so we went back to the other competing buyer and put him under contract. And sorry to say, it turns out to be a very selfish, greedy man who only cares about himself. At least that's what everybody around him seems to think, and I can't argue with that. It seems to be what he's proved. Turns out he has a home free and clear in North County, and he wants to get it ready to be rented out. I mean, we're at the end. Contingencies are supposed to be removed, but he doesn't want to remove them all because he wants to drag out escrow. This is what I'm hearing from others who are working for him. And that doesn't serve my sellers well. They've said all along they wanted to be closed this year. He promised he could, and now he's not going to be able to or won't do it. So we had to cancel on him, unfortunately. And my sellers have already secured new housing. So I've just been feeling really bad about it. I offered to kick some money into the guy to remove his contingencies. I never do that, but I love the Coxes. They've been such good clients, have turned into great friends, and I just want to make sure that their interest is well protected. So I talked to my wife about it, and we made them an offer to do a lease option to purchase their home, and we could take over right away, so they wouldn't skip a beat and they wouldn't have any double house payments or anything like that. And then I got word from a neighbor that their mother would like to live there, potentially. So I said, okay, great. Talked to their agent, who's a friend of mine, got him in the door yesterday. And so now they're interested. So of course I disclosed that to my sellers right away because I never make it all about me. I mean, no one wants it, I'll step up and buy it, but if someone else does, that's fine too. So they invited me over last night around 8:30 to talk about it. I stayed there till almost 10 and said, hey, look, here's my offer. Sounds like they're gonna have an offer coming too. The buyer that we just kicked out of escrow says he still wants it. And they said, well, we're really interested in maybe working this out with you and your wife, Lisa. So great, kind of excited, but I don't want to get too excited because it really has to be good for them too. Sounds like they're a little iffy about it now, and that's fine. We prayed about it together last night, the 3 of us, And then my wife and kids and I prayed about it. So we'll leave all that in God's hands. I'm just going to do my job and help them get the best deal possible that works for them. If it happens to bless us, great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. I'm not a greedy man. So anyway, life is good. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned.